Top 10 cities for art and culture enthusiasts. Destinations offering a rich cultural experience from museums to theaters. Wonderful architecture, world-class art galleries and museums, a flourishing literary scene, rich history, a hotbed for the performing arts and for musical creativity. These are all the hallmarks of a great cultural city. Here's a list of the best in the world for you to explore from east to west and north to south. Before we start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel and you will not miss our new video. 1. Florence. Despite initial appearances, Florence is no stuck-in-amber Renaissance city, but the fact that it can seem that way speaks to how well-preserved and significant it is from a historical and cultural perspective. In reality, though, it's no surprise Florence takes the top spot this year as it strikes a perfect balance between the old and new, masterpiece and modern, from Michelangelo's David to the Gucci Museum. Yes, you should save a day for the Uffizi. Say hi to Venus for us. But you should also make time for the oft-overlooked Bargello Museum, rich with sculpture, including early works by Michelangelo, and the Museo Bardini, a former convent that now houses an impressive collection of medieval armor and antiquities. 2. London. There's something to suit everyone in London. Literary sites like Baker Street and Keats House in Hampstead are worth seeing. Then for fans of the performing arts, the English National Opera, the West End Theatres, and the London Symphony Orchestra at the Barbican are great places to explore. For more contemporary acts, have a look at what's on Earl's Court, Brixton Academy, or the O2 Arena. Finally, art lovers are handsomely catered for with the British Museum, National Gallery, Royal Academy, Tate Britain, Tate Modern, and the Saatchi Gallery. 3. Varanasi. This northern Indian city is one of the oldest continually inhabited cities in the world, with evidence of settlements dating back to around 1100 BC. But age is not the only reason behind Varanasi's esteemed cultural status. The city is considered the spiritual capital of India, being a symbolic place for both Hindus and Buddhists. The city is a major site for pilgrimage, as Hindus believe that dying in Varanasi brings salvation. Buddha is also thought to have given his first sermon here around 528 BC, leading to the founding of Buddhism. This religious center has also been home to many important Indian philosophers, poets, writers, and musicians. 4. Granada. Granada in Andalusia, Spain has a unique culture, a reflection of its Moorish past. Granada is the city of Lorca, the greatest of Spanish poets, and you can see the ancient Arch of Alvera referenced in his work. There's lots of flamenco played here too, in bars and restaurants, and a festival is held in the caves of the Sacramento district. Granada's main event is the magnificent Islamic architecture of the Alhambra built by the Emirs of Al-Andalus, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 5. Rome. Walking around Rome, you can admire the classical ruins and the masterpieces of the Renaissance and Baroque eras built by the popes. The palazzos, piazzas, churches, and fountains are by master architects like Michelangelo, Bernini, and Borromini. The Vatican museums are unmissable and culminate in the Sistine Chapel. For film aficionados, Rome was the home city of the director Fellini and the setting for La Dolce Vita, one of the classics of European cinema. 6. Isfahan. This magnificent capital of Persia from 1598 to 1722 is now the third largest city in Iran. Isfahan is considered one of the most beautiful cities in the world, as well as its many gorgeous boulevards, astonishing Persian Islamic architecture, palaces, mosques, and minarets. Isfahan is home to one of the largest and most impressive city squares, the Iman Square. This city is more than just beautiful, however, as it is home to a wide range of impressive architecture and historical monuments. The bridges over the river are particular gems. The oldest of these is the Shahrastan Bridge, whose foundations were built between the 3rd to 7th centuries and is a prime example of Sasanian architectural style. Further sites include the 17th century Elma Mosque, which is viewed as a masterpiece of Persian architecture for its stunning mosaic tiles with calligraphic inscriptions in 7 different colors. 7. New York. Where to start with New York? It's the cultural capital of America and home to Broadway for musical and theater lovers. Then there's the huge Lincoln Center for Performing Arts, where you'll find the New York Philharmonic, Met Opera, ballet, and major jazz performances. There are countless clubs and smaller venues like the Blue Note and the Knitting Factory. The city that's home to genres like punk, disco, and hip-hop is also the American home of modern art, where the likes of Duchamp, Rauschenberg, and Mondrian add studios. There are hundreds of galleries to explore, with a museum mile on 5th Avenue a good starting point. 8. Istanbul. Straddling Europe and Asia, it is not surprised that Istanbul is the hotbed of culture. Its history is rich too. The city was originally called Byzantium when it was founded in around 660 BC, yet by 330 AD it had been renamed Constantinople, and over the next 16 centuries, it was the imperial capital for the Roman, Byzantine, Latin, and Ottoman empires. Istanbul's architecture is therefore eclectic, reflecting the range of cultures and empires which have inhabited it. The Valens Aqueduct, built by the Romans in the late 4th century AD, still survives, as does the Column of Constantine, built in 330 AD to commemorate the declaration of Byzantium as the new capital of the Roman Empire. These monuments are somewhat overshadowed, however, by the peak of Byzantine architecture, the Hagia Sophia. It was originally the largest cathedral of the world before being converted into a mosque by the Ottomans. The Ottomans were also responsible for building the city's largest palace, the Topkapi, which employs a wide range of architectural styles. Today, Istanbul's cultural scene is just as impressive as its architecture. The city is central to Turkey's film industry, with films such as Yusak, 2002, and My Father and My Son, 2005, garnering international success. The Istanbul Biennale has also been hosted in the city since 1987, gradually rising in prestige to equal that of the Venice and Sao Paulo art festivals. 9. Paris. The city of art, synonymous with culture and beauty, Paris was home to countless leading artists in the 19th and 20th centuries. You'll find their graves in the cemeteries of Père Lachaise, Montmartre, and Montparnasse, and their works in galleries like the Louvre and the Musée d'Orsay. A great writer's city too, Paris was home to Baudelaire, Flaubert, Maupassant, and Proust, whose cork-lined room on the Boulevard Haussmann has been reconstructed at the Musée Carnavalet. Then there are the jazz clubs, the historic Palais of Garnier Opera House, and the haute cuisine of the bistros and brasseries to explore. 10. Jerusalem. Not only is Jerusalem one of the oldest cities in the world, it is also central to the religions of Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. According to Jewish tradition, King David conquered the city around 1000 BC and made it the capital of the Kingdom of Israel. For Christians, it is the site of Jesus' crucifixion, and for Muslims, it is where the Prophet Muhammad ascended from into heaven. Unsurprisingly, Jerusalem's old city is home to numerous important holy sites, including the Western Wall, the remains of the great Jewish temple destroyed by the Romans 2,000 years ago, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Dome on the Rock. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.